Hi everyone, another super exciting day. I was able to get my hands on all 4 of the new Dior Rosy Glow Backstage, whatever these are called. The 4 new shades are not available online yet. They are in some Sephora's back rooms, so if you're nice and you ask, they might go get them for you. That's what happened for me. I did ask a different Sephora and they gave me the like, no, we don't have them, we don't know when they're coming out. There's a Dior reset coming soon, but we don't know when, that kind of thing. So try another Sephora if you have access to one. These 4 shades are Cherry, Mahogany, Berry, and Rosewood. And then, of course, the 2 original shades, Coral and Pink. So I have all 6 shades. These retail for $40 each. Like I said, they will be coming online at Sephora, presumably the Dior website as well, but they're not like officially out yet. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to do cheek swatches. So live try on, and of all 4 of the new shades, probably the other 2 as well, just so you have them for comparison. For the cheek swatches, what that means is I will put them on demo. I'll do 1 light layer and build it up just so you can see what that looks like, and then I will take it off and reapply my foundation along my cheeks. I'm using the Makeup Forever Stick Foundation, this one right here in the shade Y325. It's just sort of my go-to foundation for when I want to do a take off and put on, because it's very easy to reapply. So that is what I will be reapplying underneath. I'm not going to powder because that foundation doesn't really need me to powder it, which is another reason that's nice, and I'll just be taking it off with micellar water. So the goal of the swatches is really to give you a sense of the colors in case these are something that you're interested in but don't know what shade to grab or whatever, because they are expensive. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these all out of their boxes, and then we will get to, and I'll show you all out of their boxes. And the covers are color coded to the shade inside, just like the old ones. And some of the photos that came out online, they didn't look like they were exactly matching the inside, and the old ones don't exactly match their insides anyway, but I think in person they're more accurate to the inside colors than they were in some of the promo photos. Not promo, the like sneaked photos, if you saw any of those. So we're gonna start with Rosewood because I believe that's going to be the lightest shade. So this is Rosewood in the pan. Oh, I'm so excited. I did swatch these, but I haven't tried them on my cheeks yet. So a little bit on this Sonia G brush and just gently swipe. And another layer. So like I said, this is the lightest of the new shades, so I figured it would kind of take some building up, which is good. It's nice to have a buildable blush instead of something that you have to be very careful with, I think. And it is building nicely. I have a cat throwing a tantrum. You can lay down there. So that is Rosewood. I like this color. I think it's like a little pinky, but it's, not obviously, it's not pink like the other, like pink is. It's just pinkish, and I think can be worn as a fairly natural flush for a lot of people. I think I'm only going to swatch on this side because this is the side that's facing my window, and so I think we'll get more accurate like comparison, and then I'll just have one side that's blushless this whole time, and that might look a little silly, but I think functionally it makes the most sense. So now I'm going to take this off and we will go in with something, the next color. We are back, foundation reapplied, and time to go into the next color. The thing that's hard is that there really isn't like a clear second lightest shade after this. I'm gonna go in with Mahogany. This one I think is actually the darkest of the shades, but I think it will be easy to get like a light wash from this one. So also, I didn't say this, but these are supposed to match, but they pair with the Dior lip oils. So Mahogany, Cherry, Berry, those are all colors that are also available in the lip oils. So that's kind of how they're like managing this shade expansion. I'm switching brushes just to get slightly more diffused. This one, oh, I don't know how that happened. This one built up like really, really quickly. It seems like there's a spot on my cheek that nothing wants to stick to right now. It's kind of funny. Anyway, I feel like there is a way for me to wear this. I just don't know what it is. I'm actually going to try it on this other side just to give myself a chance to build it up more slowly. Yeah, I think this one I just need to go very light with, and this got out of hand really quickly on this side. But it is interesting. I think this would be like a fall shade for me, something that I would pair with like a moody lip, but I would leave it fairly light like this on me. So that's Mahogany, built up and a little bit lighter. And on to the next one. So be right back. Next up is going to be Berry. This is Berry. And so it does have some similarities to Mahogany, I think, just in that general, like, a little bit more depth. And which is exciting to see because Coral and Pink were so light. So adding depth to the Backstage blushes, I think, is a really smart idea. Allows more people to enjoy them. Just making sure that foundation had kind of set back down. Ooh, so again, this is actually like a very true purple, which, I mean, for a blush, a lot of times the berries are really kind of like a red, but this is purple, which is cute. Look at that. I'm trying to be a little more gentle with this because I don't want it to do what Mahogany did. I don't want to do what I did with Mahogany. So that's really cute. I will build it up a little bit more, knowing that it's not going to look probably as great on me built up more than that, but just for the sake of showing that it can be built and that more true color. So definitely has purple, but I think it's cute. On me, I don't necessarily know that I would wear it this built up, but I could see a time and a place for that for sure. But even as like a lighter wash of color, I think that this is a very cool shade, and I think it's fairly unique for blush shades on the market. So that's kind of cool too. So again, this is Berry. Gonna take this off, be right back. Time for the last one of the new shades. This, I think, is the one I'm the most excited about. This is Cherry. I love this color. I think, well, let's just see. So I have been wiping my brush off in between. Let's just see what this one ends up looking like. Oh, I'm so excited. I just heard a very suspicious noise, and I don't know what animal is causing what ruckus right now. So this one definitely allows me to build it more slowly, more similar to how Rosewood did. But goodness gracious. Yeah, I like this color a lot. It's just a nice pop. And again, you can see it builds up quite nicely. and I think it has more impact than the previous Dior shades. So again, that's just super exciting that they're really like going for it as far as like allowing them to be shades that can be built up and be a little bit brighter. So I am going to take this off now. So this is Cherry, and then I might as well, since I'm here doing it, I'm gonna cheek swatch Pink and Coral, the ones that have been released previously, so you can see them all in one place and compare them, especially if you have the first two and you're just curious about like the depth differences or even just undertone differences. So final two, the original Backstage Rosy Glows. So this is my pink, and this one, I think they call themselves color reviving powder blushes with a natural healthy glow effect. And the pink one is supposed to, especially is like the one known as having like a pH adjuster so that it looks a little bit different on everybody. You can see how just light this pink shade is, and so I think that gives you that depth comparison that I was talking about, because it is, you know, it does give me that like bright little pink flush, but it's not bright the way Cherry was bright. It's takes a little bit more to build to that. So that's pink. One more. Very last one, this is Coral. Again, one of the original two. I'm gonna go in with a different brush, same brush, just a different brush. And let's go. And again, this one is just lighter than the other ones. There's even more buildability to it in that it needs to be built up if you don't want it to be very, very subtle. I think this is fairly subtle still on me, but this is the point at which it starts to glow a little bit, because I do think it's almost like a neon color, which I like. Coral is very pretty. And Cherry, seeing them sort of close together in time, I think Cherry feels like a brighter, deeper Coral, whereas Pink still sort of, I think that one stands alone. So that's Coral. And with my one blushed cheek, I will very quickly just swatch these for you so you can see them all together, even though these swatch terribly. And I mean, clearly I like them because I went out and got all the new ones, but I just want to like make that very, very clear. The way they swatch doesn't correlate to how they perform. And that's true of a lot of things. And I think it is fair for it to be true of blushes. Blushes just don't swatch well. And a lot of times if they do swatch well, it means that they're not gonna blush well, because blushes can be fairly sheer and you want to build them up and all of these other things that don't necessarily translate to a finger swatch super well. Here are the swatches. So Coral, Pink, Rosewood, Mahogany, Berry, and Cherry. I think you can see all of those. I swatched them weird on my arm. I should have been paying attention better, but there they all are. So you can see that they do really have this like lighter opacity, and then there's some depth in 3 of the newer shades. I think Rosewood does sort of fit into this earlier class as far as being a little bit less impactful in a swift way. And like I said, they don't swatch well. My hands are also dry, so that doesn't mean that puts them at a disadvantage for looking good on skin, but hopefully that gave you some shade reference and answered some questions about if any of them are going to be suited for you. I don't detect, there very well could be a change in formula because Dior has gone through and changed the formulas of everything they make. And while I was at Sephora, the pink and coral are in, oh, actually, this is coral, so this is the old one, and then this is one of the new ones. So you can see that they're like changing the font. So these didn't really get like a huge packaging overhaul, but they will, the coral and pink will have this new typeface. Anyway, so what I was saying is Dior has been redoing all their formulas to make them cleaner, and these may end up being something that gets changed. I don't have ingredient lists on the old ones, but if they contained talc or anything like that, that is no longer in that. But they don't feel different. It doesn't seem like they perform any differently, so I don't think it's a huge deal if they did. But like I said, I just don't have a reference point for the old ingredient list. So if anyone else out there does, let me know. That would be useful. Anyway, so that's everything. That is those 6 Dior Rosy Glow blushes, the 4 new shades, and I hope those swatches really helped someone out in deciding which shade to pick up when they are officially released.